Um, we can start introductions in order of where you are in the chat log. So that means I am looking at Ben first. So if you be so kind.
Alrighty. So are we going for an in-character introduction or out of character?
Um, you can just give me your name real quick, out of character, and then of course I would like to hear in character who you are. Might as well get the ball running.
Alrighty then.
You want
So I'm Benjamin,
introductions?
or Ben, or Benguin, or whatever, whatever you prefer. In character, I'm playing Cormac O'Doyle, and he is a little bit of an outlaw.
Can you show his character screen to everybody? Like just the whatever, you know what I mean? Broadcast, I guess.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
The journals? Yeah.
Yeah, I can absolutely.
So fun fact about Roll20, if you set it up as the GM for each character, if you set it up that everyone can see it in their journal, but only one person can control it, what people can see is only going to be the bio and info sheet, and they won't be able to see the character sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Yeah, see, so I have a picture, that's all I can see, which is great.
Sweet too.
All right, so you say you're a little bit of.
Well, when I say he's a little bit of an outlaw, that might be a little bit of an understatement as well. He's easily described in appearance as rugged, sullen, and muscular. This guy believes that money is power, and he's ambitious and wants to have it all.
Very good. And as you know, just we're only about I think 6 months in to a little amendment called the 18th Amendment, which has passed prohibition throughout the entire country, meaning it is now illegal to purchase, sell alcohol, except for very small slits and cracks in the law. Um, what has prohibition done for you?
What has prohibition done for me? Well, prohibition really only upped the price of alcohol. For the people who could still afford it, it wasn't that much of a problem. You just needed to know who to go to. And let's just say I knew who to go to.
All right, that'll work. Um, as far as your background is concerned, does your gang have a name? Do you have a gang? Any bosses? Important people?
The Westies. Let's go with the Westies.
All right, that sounds good. What can you tell me about the West?
Well, give me a minute. Pull this up. Okay. So the Westies were originally an Irish-American organized crime gang responsible for racketeering, drug trafficking, and contract killing. They were also partnered with the Italian-American Mafia, which operated outside of Manhattan. But the Westies are primarily based in New York City, but as you know, this kind of trade is expensive and doesn't really know any borders.
All right. So, we kind of talked about this before. You are not necessarily a high-ranking crew. You guys scrape by, you make your money where you can, and for the most part, people leave you alone. Some of the other Irish crews in Boston, um, they have their hands full and they're in a lot of pots. You guys are in some of the poor neighborhoods where those guys don't quite love to reach. Your boss is known for his, as he calls it, fluffy puppy. And I will pull him up so that people can see.
His fluffy puppy.
Yes, it's fluffy puppy. Well, that's what he refers to. Um, his name is Malcolm McNown, and he calls this fluffy puppy Mutt. This is actually Mutt number 3. He always gets the same kind of dog, and he just named it Mutt. And no one calls him out. No one mentions the fact that it's a different Mutt, and no one mentions the fact that he's not terribly fluffy.
Did a photo pop up? I'm not seeing it.
It's on the map.
Yeah,
it's on the map.
I do not see.
It's right over Essex County.
Oh, it's actually not there for me. Maybe I'll have to refresh.
But yeah. So that is your boss. I'm sorry, Malcolm McNown.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's not a very fluffy dog.
Right,
He's a
but
cute
no
dog.
one's. The last guy that mentioned that his dog wasn't only not fluffy, but also ugly, you had a lengthy conversation with.
Mm.
But nobody's seen him since then, so it's fine. Moving on. Next on my list is Martin.
Yes, so I'm Martin. I'm playing Jonathan Price, a professor of archaeology. And he's actually from England and took over the chair of his father, who went missing recently. He was brought up into this profession basically with his father telling him everything he needs to know about this, and bringing him with him to excavations and stuff like that. Growing up, that was a very strict education for him, and he participated in the war, the Great War, so he's also a veteran. He was not on the West Front, though. He was stationed in Egypt, where he also picked up a little bit of the language.
Okay, so that explains a little bit more of your love of archaeology, and I believe you picked up a bit of Sanskrit, yeah?
A bit of what? Sorry?
Sanskrit?
It's Latin, Ancient Greek, and Egyptian.
Okay. No, that'll work. All right, and currently you have accepted a teaching position at Miskatonic University.
That is correct. That was I basically took over the chair of my father, who went missing, and a friend of his called Marcus Wright helped me get his position, basically. My mother is still living in town, and I'm visiting her regularly. So she's still not giving up hope that my father might turn up again. And I'm trying to find out what happened to him. I still have his notes, but I couldn't find out anything yet.
All right, that sounds good. I was trying to pull up a picture of Miss. I thought I saved it. Looks like I didn't. In the meantime, this
He's also pretty young for being a professor. He's only 30.
right. This is his and your boss. He is Professor Pierce.
So you're cut off there. What?
Apologize. This is his boss and yours. His name is Professor Pierce. Is actually Professor Maxwell Pierce.
All right.
He is the dean of the history wing of the school. Um, Basically, this guy's in charge of whether or not you can go on expeditions. He makes your treasure hunts legal. Um, and he has connections to the Boston Museum of History. In fact, he's their chair. So he's kind of a guy who you want to keep happy, but you literally haven't seen this guy smile the entire time you've known him, and it's rumored that he hasn't smiled since 1865.
Okay.
All right, moving on to our third player. Well, actually, I guess I'm third. My name's Mike. I'm the keeper. I'll be taking care of your NPCs, your voices, and setting you in this world of mystery. Hi, Mike. That moves us to our fourth player. Please introduce yourself. Oh no.
I'm not getting
Can
her
you
audio.
can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah,
I'm
now
sorry.
There we go.
I'm sorry. That was my bad. I muted my mic when my kid got out of bed. Forgot. Okay, so my name is Vectressa, and I will be playing Dorothy McGee, the 76-year-old retired librarian who is bored, and she's always wanted to be a spy, so she's been studying a lot of that in her free time. You know, like lockpicking and disguises, and she's totally not suited for it. She thinks that, you know, everyone has some good in them, and she's very warm and rambunctious and maternal, and hilarity will undoubtedly ensue. She is widowed. She has the library that her husband owned after he passed. He didn't leave her a ton of money, but she has a library, which she begrudgingly takes care of, but she's super bored with it.
All right. And you also have a lot of children, as I recall.
Yes. She is Irish, raised Catholic, you know, potatoes and all that shit. And she has she has 10 children.
Oh.
Yes.
And X amount of grandchildren as well.
Yeah. Lots of kiddos.
And lots of people still go to your library. It's not the biggest, but you're kind. You don't yell at them for the. And every once in a while, people can find a good old. All right. So what we are going to do now is just a quick overview of how the game's going to work. This is if you decide to get into a lot of fights, this is a deadly game. If you decide to get into a lot of fights, there's a lot of ways for you to die. You can look on your sheets right now, and I believe the person with the highest amount of hit points has like 14. You're not going to get a whole lot more than that. And you can get back like 1 HP for rest per day. So what you don't want to do is roll up on every thug and punch them in the mouth, because one good hit could potentially take you down. Now, with that said, most of the game is going to be about how you use that ginormous list of skills to get you out of situations, to gain more knowledge, to eventually gain some use of magic. if you want to, because the magic in this game comes with a heavy price, your sanity. All that being said, um, it's the 1920s. There are cultural and social issues. We are, in fact, with the time this game starts, about in May. So we're like 4 months away from women being able to vote across the country. Um, just repealed, we just repealed the ability to drink in the country. Lots of crazy things. Roaring 20s, a lot of change. We're not going to shy away from any of that, but we're also not going to rub it in anyone's face. This is a game. We're here to have fun. Nobody wants to come here and be miserable, but at the same time, we're not going to disrespect the time or disrespect people either. Occasionally, some NPCs may say some things, but I try really hard to read the room, know how people feel, that type of thing. The best thing I can say is if you ever have an issue, you can always talk to me. And I think it's important to remember that if you have a problem, it's a lot better to talk about it early than it is to stew on it and get angry and build resentment. So I'm hoping that we can all do that with each other. Yes, it's a kind of adult game, but don't worry, I'm not going to try to put you in any situations where, it's just not fun anymore. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time. Um, any questions so far?
I'm
Nope.
good.
All right. So with that said, um, all of us have some skills, and I don't think any is 100% finished yet. Um,
I mean, that,
so,
what do you mean? Because I've done all of my skills. What?
oh, okay. Okay. If you have, you have. Because, it's just little stuff like, I don't know who might have a spot hidden. I don't know who might have
Gotcha.
a fast stop, that type of thing. So we're not locked in yet. We can use this time to, or rather, especially this day, to kind of figure out where you might want to tweak a little bit. I don't mind. Just say, hey, Mike, I want to tweak this. I'm probably not going to have an issue with you tweaking it as long as it makes sense in your character. Mainly, I want you to be able to play the character that you have in your head. And if you have something stopping you from playing the character you have in your head, talk to me and we'll make it work. So, who are we going to start with? All right. So, in this case, Vex, you're number one. Ben, you're two. Martin, you're three. Actually, if you guys could do me a favor, if you would be so kind to change your names to those of your character, it'll help everybody keep track of them. Mr. O'Doyle, we are starting with you.
Wonderful. What are we doing?
Oh, well, you just did your personal intro. Now we're going to do your intro to this world, what you're doing so far. And I know we haven't talked about it, but that is what's.
Okay. So where do we start?
We are going to start on the docks in front of a little speakeasy. I'm sorry. in front of a bus terminal and not a speakeasy, but let's call it a meeting place.
Okay.
And I will allow you to be the one to name it since it's your, well, not your bar, your boss's bar. All right, can everybody see that? Or do I have,
I can see it.
good.
It is on the water. Huh.
All right, so we bring up our ducks. You are standing outside watching, Mr. McNown's, well, some watching as somebody washes Mr. McNown's car. So you,
So I am what now? You cut out.
apologize. You're right here.
Alrighty.
And up walks to you, young man. You. And his name is Jerry. It's taking a little bit of time to load Jerry. Come on, Jerry.
I guess it just had to be. Won't someone listen to me? I got the words, I got the tune. I'd like to croon it under the moon, but I got nobody to hear my song, so I'm coming to myself.
Hey, O'Doyle, how's it going?
It's going. Nice rifle.
Yeah, look at this thing, man. He pulls out the rifle, and it's pretty immediate that the guy doesn't know what he's doing. In fact, as he shows it to you, he haphazardly shows it to you barrel.
Alright, so I put a hand up and I just make sure that I'm not getting swiped.
Hey, look at you, so jumpy, Doyle. Listen, boss, I'm hearing, the old man's, a little bit pissed off. What's Dorothy? Sorry, I just randomly saw Dorothy hanging out at the bar.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dorothy flew across the screen.
I'm sorry I made a token.
All right. Yeah. You hear from the boss.
I didn't. What'd you hear?
Yeah. I think he wants to talk to you about he said something about like a real estate opportunity.
Real estate. Alright, where's he at?
He's in the back room. Oh, and Doyle, real quick. I don't know if you know this, but I saw Detective McHenry talking to Denny. It seemed like they was talking for a real long time.
What'd he do?
Denny, he was supposed to go and you asked us to go and go up to that old man's house, not old man's house, the guy who goes and sells like that wicker furniture. Well, he tried to go and do one of the mollusk cocktails.
A Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, that's it. So he tried to do one of them, and he ended up burning down like 2, 3 buildings. I'm surprised the cops didn't just go and take him in. If you know what I'm saying.
How the hell did he get away with that?
Well, that's the whole thing I'm wondering about. Like, the cops go and look at him. Like, literally, the guy's still got, like, gasoline and stuff on his pants and everything. All of a sudden, he's just walking away. Like, and he starts, asking all sorts of weird questions. Like, when's the next drop-off? Where's this? Where's that?
Great.
I don't know if I trust the guy
Good.
so
So
much.
we got a rat. That's what you tell me. So
I'm not
where's
saying
Denny?
he's a rat, but I'm saying he's a rat. Denny, I don't know. I think I last saw him going over towards the university.
You think?
Yeah, you hang around with rats, you get fleas. I don't want nobody to think I'm too associated with the guy.
Sure. Listen, Jerry, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. You said the boss is in the back room?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you around. Thanks for the tip.
All right, boss.
Alright, and I'll head to the back room.
So as you walk in, you are careful to avoid this table because that table is the one that has like the secret button on it that pulls out like all the alcohol and everything. You guys were already set for this because you were an illegal bar before it even mattered. So you've been set to just kind of hide all your stuff as is. Unfortunately, you haven't been able to buy all the cops, like the beat guys, the guys from this part of town. You got most of them, but the detective who I just mentioned, he's pretty hard-nosed, clean as a whistle, and he's got a real hard-on for taking your boss and your crew down. He said you're not a huge crew. He believes if he can take you guys down, that's going to be his shot at, chief.
Wonderful. So we have the police chief gunning for us.
No, you have a detective who hopes to be chief gunning for you.
Right. A little bit worse. More ambition.
Yeah, way more ambition. All right, so you walk past. Victoria's sitting at the bar. She's wiping down a couple of glasses. She gives you a little wink.
I just give her an upwards nod.
And give me a...
Give you a what?
A spot hidden.
Spot hidden, okay. Nope. This is 71.
Yeah, you have just discovered that Mutt was fed that dog food that does not agree with him, and you found out the hard way.
Was there vomit?
No, just diuretic dog poo.
Like you're cutting off like a lot. Can you maybe change it?
Yeah, let me, hold on one second. I'm going to hardwire my laptop.
Alrighty. So from what I gathered, I stepped in dog shit.
Soft dog shit.
Alright, so I'm gonna reach over one of these tables and just start snatching up the napkins and wiping off my boot. Right in the middle of the pub.
Make sure you stop and wash your hands.
Poor fluffy puppy.
Alright,
Poor
now my
puppy.
connection is green again.
Is that what you said? Good lord.
Yes, poor puppy. I mean, your poor shoes, too. You just bought these, as a matter of fact, and you just had them shined. And, well, yeah.
You
Such is
dumb
life.
fucking mutt. And I'm gonna kick him.
Alright, so you do make your way back to the boss, and there goes Mutt sitting there with his tongue hanging out of his mouth, um, lazily sleeping at the boss's. Hey, O'Doyle, how you feeling?
Peachy, what do you want?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Have a seat, take a load off.
I'll take a load off later. You seen Denny?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, you're talking to the boss now.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Right to the point with you, huh? They don't ever teach you kids, about respecting your elders. Anyway, Denny, what does Denny got to do with anything?
Well, apparently Denny done something stupid. You didn't hear?
No, you're my guy who keeps track of the stupid people, and you tell me when the stupid people do stupid things.
Alright. They caught him, they put him back out on the street. Not even a slap on the wrist.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Nope. Apparently he's running his mouth asking stupid questions now, too.
Fucking hell. I can't even sit here and pretend that he's not a rat. Told you about that fucking guy. Told you he was weak. Alright, why don't you, when you get a chance, why don't you, put the kid, why don't you go and ground the kid?
Yeah, I'll handle it.
Alright. I don't care if you give him swimming lessons or, just go and take him out to, like, the construction yard. Do what you gotta do.
So listen, if that wasn't what you wanted to talk about, what happened?
Well, fortunately, I also got to talk about some money situations. You
Real
familiar
estate.
with, yeah, are you familiar with that, one business district? It's still got that old crazy house on it. You remember, it's like a whole bunch of business buildings and only one old crazy house on it. You ever heard of it? It's the old Corbett house.
Maybe in passing.
All right. Well, weird thing is, I'm hearing that this place has been up for sale like 3, 4, 5 times. Here's the good part. I'm looking on the map and the zoning laws. Turns out you can actually sell your tobacco and even a bit of booze itself completely legal right in the spot where that house is. It's some completely insane zoning law. It's like it's not part of the rest of the county. It doesn't sit on any of the specific zones. If we can get this place, then we can literally sell our stuff legal as well as selling it illegally. That is going to be able to put us on the map.
So who's this owner? Corbett?
Nah, Corbett ain't existed in about 100 years. The house has been sold over and over and over again. There's some real estate guy um, nosing around trying to get somebody else to get in there, but for whatever reason, you can't sell it. There's, I don't know, goofy rumors about everybody going in there, going nuts. Um, Last family that went in there, they, well, the father went crazy, stabbed his brother, had the 2 kids snatched, and now the mom and the dad drove in a sanitarium. And the kids are down in Baltimore. I don't know much more about it, but I need you to see if you can find this old guy who's selling the place and convince him to sell it to us. I can't buy it myself because you know, still got a few eyes on me. But you ends up still clean, relatively speaking.
I got some money laying around. I can look into it.
All right, that'd be appreciated.
You want me to look at this first or handle Denny?
You might be able to handle both of them at the same time. I know he's dating this girl that goes to Miskatonic University. She's a freshman out there, liberal arts. And as far as I know, this guy who I've been talking about, he's been talking to a few of the professors out there, a couple of those old history guys, because I guess he's trying to find out exactly why shit keeps going wrong over there. So take a look, see what you find.
Well, I'm not really into superstition, but I need to find Denny anyways.
I ain't no superstition, nothing like that. I mean, honestly, lucky guy like you go and step in a bit of dog shit or something there.
I'm just looking at him.
Don't worry about it. He snaps his fingers, and a skinny kid comes up, skinny like little 14-year-old comes up with a towel and some shoe polish, and he begins wiping off your shoes.
Appreciate it, kid.
All right. So after the kid washes your shoes, you could just go and head back out if you wish.
Yep.
All right. So we are going to roll a D2. All right. And that means that we pull up on a lovely library.
Yay, library!
All right. I know you can't see it yet.
Not yet. You gotta move us to it.
Yeah.
I say like you don't already know. I'm sorry.
All right. This is the Boston Library. It is the primary library of Boston, one of the most beautiful buildings, and it contains the knowledge that you would not believe. This isn't your library, though.
No. This is much nicer than my library.
Your library doesn't suck, but this
Yeah, there we go.
is your library. It's a small place. This is what your husband left you. You can't see it, but towards the back is kind of a living quarters. It's big enough. You guys made it big enough to raise a family. It's not huge. It's not cramped, but it's yours.
Yeah.
So you've led all sorts of Girl Scout troops here. And let me do this. This is the interior of your library. Um, it could use some work. In the corner is a weird guy that has been in your library quite a few times. Just the old guy in a trench coat.
What's his name?
But before, oh yeah, I'm sorry.
What's his name?
All he's ever written whenever he's taken out is his first initial, G, and MANN. So G,
G-Man.
and here he. Whoa, what the hell? You don't believe what I just did?
Did you delete something important?
Nope, nothing. I just put him on the map instead of.
Oh, wrong layer.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. So he's just sitting over here. He's in the corner. Or at least
I'm sorry. At least he what?
okay. Yeah. So you get ready to go and talk to this guy because you see him like 3 times a week for the last 3 weeks, and he's been creeping a whole lot of people out. But as soon as you walk up to the corner where you were supposed to see him, he's gone.
Huh.
All right. Give me a spot hidden, although he rolled pretty damn well.
I'm good at spot hidden.
You are very good at spot hidden, miss, because what happens is you walk over to the corner and he's done a pretty good job of hiding. But what you notice is that one of the books on the history of Massachusetts is in front of, I'm sorry, been placed behind the justice system of Massachusetts. Basically, somebody put one of the books back outside of alphabetical order.
Well, that is
You,
absolutely not acceptable.
right. I don't recall. Do you believe in the Dewey Decimal System, or do you think it's a bunch of newfangled rubbish?
Oh, it's newfangled rubbish.
Okay, because it's only been around for like 30 years at this point. But hey, so yes, you keep your library alphabetical, and when you notice that this is out of order, you also notice that there's a pair of feet in the corner behind a curtain, and you
I what?
this gentleman.
Aha! Are you?
Ah, hello.
I found you.
That you did.
Are
That you
are
did
are you
indeed.
lost? Do you need help finding something?
Well, to be quite honest, I was looking for you.
Well, I was
My name is Gregory.
okay. My name is Dorothy McGee. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, yes, Miss McGee. I'm quite familiar with you. Your husband as well. Such a shame. I'm very sorry for you.
Well, Eustace liked to do things his way.
As do you. I've noticed that you have an inquisitive eye.
Yeah, I mean, I like. What's the point of going if you aren't learning, right?
Ah, learning information and the gathering of information is extremely important. Um, I don't know. Did you have any children besides Maxwell that came back from the Great War?
Oh, well, I mean, there was Maxwell, of course, and then, um, well, Robert, he did go and serve a little bit of time in the Navy, of course. He made it back all right, I think. Not quite right in the head, I'm afraid, but he's really very sweet boy.
Ah, yes. That makes a lot of sense. Your Robert, also a bright shining star. Keep your eye on him. He'll be of help to you very soon.
Well,
But that's not what we came to discuss, is it?
I came to discuss this book out of order, but did you have something else in mind?
Only your future, Miss Dorothy. Very soon, a man will approach you with a request to search the old Corbett house. You're familiar with that name. One of your favorite authors.
Oh, yes, she writes wonderful mysteries.
Hmm, I think, they're a little bit cliched, but to each their own. At any rate, soon a man will approach you. This is dangerous work, but if you want to do what it is we do, what I believe you were born to do, take him up on it. It's a dangerous world, and there's no better time to start than now.
Yes. She gives him a very knowing look because she is convinced that he's a spy.
He hands you a ring, and the ring has a triangle on it with an eye in the middle. Take this, and when anyone asks you who recommended you, just say G.
I think I can do that. This is a very interesting symbol. Do you know what it's from?
Um, Let me see. You can figure that out.
I mean, I was just saying, I'm in a library. So...
Yeah, you could absolutely figure that out on your own. We wouldn't have chosen you if you couldn't. Have a good day.
Oh, okay. Goodbye, dearie. Do you need... Oh, okay, bye. I want to use my library and figure out what that symbol is.
Absolutely. Damn, this is your game.
Oh my god, though, if I was in Dungeons and Dragons right now...
This is your game. This is what you were meant to play. All right. So I can tell you that the symbol he showed you is one that has been confused with one that belonged to the supposed Illuminati before. This one goes with an old Mayan, I'm sorry, not Mayan, with a cult that had a god of knowledge. In this case, that god of knowledge was named Hou. Yeah, Hou. How? Um, Essentially, despite being a god of knowledge, he said that knowledge is important. It's important to gather information, but it's also important to make sure that that information stays within the triangle of people who can utilize it best. And that's how you'll be able to protect the lesser ones who are not specific followers.
Hmm. Curating
Further
knowledge.
research suggests that the last priest of this order was killed during the Boston Massacre.
Oh, goodness.
Since then, of course, the country's been through quite a few things, quite a few secret orders. This particular secret order just supposedly disappeared, but rumors still persist that once in a while, one person will truly earn the Eye of Knowledge and be able to bring the Order of Hau back to prominence. Just then, you hear a glass break. Looks like two kids knocked over
Knocked over what?
a vase.
Oh, you hooligans!
And that brings us to Miskatonic University. And at Miskatonic University, we are introduced to Jonathan Price.
Halftime?
Jonathan, you are standing.
I'm sorry, I'm standing where?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're standing in the courtyard, which is all right. So you're standing in the courtyard, roundabouts here, here.
Here? Sorry.
Yep, right
Is
there.
it? Okay. Is this outside?
No. This is a room right outside the courtyard. It's
Oh.
outside. This is a room on the
Yes, I
side.
see.
This is the reading room.
Have you had anything to eat today?
All right. So you're sitting here. A Basically right now you're going to be finishing a conversation with a student. His name is Evan. Professor Price, I'm a little confused. You said that you I'm so sorry. I get a little bit nervous, Professor.
It's fine. Calm down.
Okay.
What do you want?
Okay. So, Professor,
Yes.
you said that prohibition was never going to stop people from drinking and making regular citizens like criminals just was ineffective?
Yes, I know that is an unpopular idea at the moment in this country, but I strongly believe that, yes.
I mean, okay, oh God, no. Price, why are you wasting time with students like that one?
Oh, Dean Pierce, nice to see you. Well, I think every young man needs some guidance in his life, and as long as I can give it, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, where is that friend of yours? That friend of your father's? Honestly, who has the same friends as their father's friends?
I don't know where Marcus is right now. Are you looking for him?
I was. But perhaps you can help instead.
Sure.
Look, there's this person bothering me about. Have you ever heard of an old Corbett?
No.
Yeah, good. It's supposed to be a haunted place. Several people who've tried to rent or purchase it have left there with madness. Personally, I believe it's just because of the businesses it's near. Probably some gas fumes or something foolish like that. Anyway, you're not doing anything terribly important right now. Would you be so kind as to meet him for me?
Meet whom?
Oh, yes. His name is.
Did I lose everyone?
Mr. Not
There we go.
Cornelius Not.
Very well, and where shall I meet him?
Well, I didn't want him on university ground, so you'll probably find him outside, out front of the campus. Thank you, Mr. Pratt.
Of course, no problem. And I lay down my book and leave straight away.
Yeah. So as you're leaving, you see a red car blaring some new jazz music, and there's a young man inside of there with a beard and a very hard expression. Um, yeah.
Does that look like the person I'm looking for? No.
This is not. This is not Mr. Knott.
Okay.
This is, in fact, Mr. O.
So you're cutting off like a lot. Can you maybe change that somehow?
You might want to try restarting Discord.
Yeah, because I'm all the way down to red. Let me.
Could you?
No.
You could also maybe try to just lower the voice activation, so it's like starting earlier. Not sure if that's a problem.
It's possible, but no. Literally, my connection is bad. Even being hardwired is still funky for some reason. Like I'm going from green to red. Back up to... All right. All right, 1 second. Actually, I'm going to reset Discord and see if that fixes.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Do we want to go ahead and take like a 5-minute break? We've been going for
Yeah,
an hour.
might as well. Hopefully that gets us all work.
All righty.
Alrighty, let me hit pause on the recording.
To the screen to get your token.
Oh, the name. I was clicking on the picture. Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're right here. That's where your core is. She's bopping your head. Denny's bopping a little bit too hard.
Yeah. So do I have to walk past him to get where I want to go?
Yes, you would have to walk past him in his car to get where you're going.
Mm-hmm. I will just do that. Just go straight there.
All right, I'm actually going to roll down my window and stick my head up. Hey, Teach, I'm looking for somebody. You work here?
Oh, good day, sir. Yes, I'm a professor here.
Oh, so I was right. Listen, I'm looking for somebody. It's kind of a younger kid. His name's Denny. You know him?
Do I know him? That's a pretty common name. This is just the first name, right?
Yeah. However, you do have one student. Her name's Melissa. She was getting good grades, but you know her grades have been going down as of late. And you know that, I don't know why you're this nosy, but you do know that she's been dating some squirrely street kid named Denny.
Is he a student of ours?
Denny is not a student, but he spends an awful lot of time on campus.
He's the bad influence.
Let's just say that he's probably the weed guy.
Wait, is this an all-women's university then?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, this is a progressive 1920s. Not only are women in schools, but they're not co-ed, but they're co-ed schools.
I think they're co-ed schools, and if there weren't, I'm just going to deal with my wrongness.
I think that's fine.
I am fine with wrongness for the sake of progressiveness.
Yeah, we're just going to deal with the wrongness here, because I'm sure as hell not try to come up with a whole bunch of school.
Maybe it's a private university.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. But yes, there's a girl, Melissa, who's been dating some clown.
Well, good. So I don't know any student here with that name, but there is some boy I know of who visits one of our students regularly.
Yeah, that sounds like him. You seen him around?
Out of character, have I? Like, do I right now know where he would be?
Lately, yeah.
Well, that was a question to the keeper, because
Yeah,
would I know where he
Sure.
is right now?
That's actually a good question. Okay, so I wouldn't normally do this. And trust me, this won't really happen, but this is just a good chance for him to use this now. John, what's your highest persuasion type skill? So when I say persuasion type skill, that could be intimidate, fast talk, or of course persuade.
Or charm.
Or charm, thank you.
I have charm 25 and persuade 10 and fast talk, so 25 is the highest.
Oh, okay. So you don't have persuasion skills. Got you. All right.
What about intimidate?
I I have 15 intimidate because that's how you start with.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna roll your highest persuasion skill for me right now, and O'Doyle's gonna roll his intimidate skill.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be very persuaded by this guy. No.
Okay, so Jonathan, he's faced this guy who's pretty rough looking, has just asked you where some random dude is. How do you persuade him to leave camp?
Well, I don't really know where. Like, do I know where that boy is right now?
You you know where Melissa's dorm room is.
Oh,
okay.
really?
No,
How scandalous!
No, I mean you know what dormitories.
Melissa's not my kid, right? Because that is absolutely not acceptable.
I'm like the previous teacher here on school.
For the sake of continuity, Melissa is not your kid, but she is friends with probably not your kid, maybe your oldest grand.
Okay,
She is friends with your oldest grandkid.
got it.
And even though you're probably not here, you definitely know that her friend's friend has been dating some clown named.
This is just a complete web of gossip at this point.
Well, okay, but when you're a 76-year-old with 10 kids and all of them are married and each of them has at least 2 kids, I mean,
You've met Denny. He is not polite.
I wouldn't like him. He's
Oh
a
no,
hooligan.
you
He's a hooligan.
you hate this kid.
Well, I'm saying to him, well, I don't know where he is right now. He's
Giving
not
up
part
on
of
me.
our students, and I have no knowledge about his whereabouts right now.
Why don't you call Lucy and have her sit in your lap?
All right, so Cormac,
Well,
how do you convince him to remember a place where he may be?
Listen, buddy, this guy's bad news. If I don't find him and get rid of him, if you catch my drift, someone's gonna get hurt.
Well, that
Okay.
may be, but I'm right now on a way to a pressing matter, and I don't have the time to look for kids on this campus.
All right. So, as you say that to him, like I said, normally we would only do versus roles against other NPCs because, for obvious reasons, I don't like to control a player's actions unless you've lost enough sanity for me to do that. In this case, we'll just say that while you're talking to him, you look over at the girls' dorm twice.
Mm-hmm.
that sounds like someone needs to make a spot hidden check.
You know what? Sure, but yeah, considering that you only barely beat your intimidate roll, that's fair.
Alright, that's fair enough. I'm feeling lucky. And I'm not lucky.
So you've seen him look over somewhere. You see the quad. You see some room that says inductus, fuctus, something, this Latin shit that you can't quite pronounce. And worse than that, your partner is checking out all the co-eds, like cat calling, whistling, just trying to get all the girls' attention. It's pretty embarrassing.
All right, Teach. Well, thanks for your time. I'll ask around.
All right.
Can
And
I?
with that, you walk up to Mr. Knott.
Yes.
While he's doing that, I would like a listen roll from Mr.
From Mr. Whom?
Mr. O'Doyle.
Listen, that's not exactly my forte. Nope.
Yeah, the music's too loud. You're not going to be able to hear this conversation.
I'm just too busy head bobbing.
What music? I don't hear anything.
Oh, damn. I forgot I reset that.
Also, I have a 45 in listen, and it occurs to me that Dorothy probably cannot hear very well, and I should move the points I put there into something else.
I mean, but you also said you were a good listener, right?
Well, yeah, but like, if it's like there's a quiet sound, she's not gonna hear shit.
Fair enough. All right. So, there is a man in front of you. His name is Mr. Knott. He is sweating and, yeah, he's in a complete cold flop sweat. And he says, are you the dean?
Oh, Mr. Knott, I assume? No, I'm not the dean. My name is Jonathan Price, and the dean sent me.
Oh, he's probably brushing me off, yes? You're for, wait, Jonathan Price,
Yes,
that
indeed.
accent, are you one of the prizes from Europe?
Yes, from London.
Oh, good boy. I'm not I don't know, but I'm familiar with your father's work. I've read some of his books. Wow, to meet you. You've gone to the same profession.
I took over his chair and I reached out my hand to shake his if you accept it.
All right, and he shakes it. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be guessing. Have
No worries.
you ever heard of the Corbett?
Well, the dean mentioned it briefly, but I have no background information about this house in particular.
Okay, there's the Corbett family has been a large part of Arkham for some time. Their eldest member, the one who got here, sometime in, I believe, the 16 or 1700s. Anyway, he purchased, built a house, lived there for some time, disappeared under mysterious circumstances, and since then, everyone who's moved into that house is, God, has met with some strange accident. Well, I'm in charge of trying to sell this thing, and Lord knows I actually can't. And it needs to be sold because it's the last residential piece of land surrounded by several businesses.
Well, these rumors must be horrible for the market value, I assume.
Yes, just not only can I not sell the thing, sadly, I can't even get it torn down so I can just, sell it to one of the business owners over there.
Why not?
It's some strange, archaic loophole of a zoning law. I don't know. But it says that only someone who owns and lives in there can, switch that up. Look, I'm not asking you to buy the place. I mean, obviously, a man just meeting you out on the campus and saying, "I have a bridge to sell you," is, not the best sales pitch. Um, all I like is for you to do me the favor of checking the place out, seeing what the problems are, and just prove it isn't haunted.
Well, it's probably more a job for a technician, or maybe some gas leak.
Maybe, but you're a respected professor, an educated man, a miskatonic man. If it comes from you, a learned person who's been there and can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that nothing is wrong with this place, then we'll be able to sell it. In fact, here's what I'll offer. If you are able to prove this place is not haunted and I sell it, you can have 10% of the sale price.
And how am I supposed to prove that it's not haunted?
I don't know. I'm sure there's books in the library, halls of records. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Oh, see, there are books in the library. There are halls of records, and there's the Boston Globe office. I'm saying that OC for everybody to hear, despite the fact that your characters might not have heard that, but I am mentioning that right now. Those are 3 possible options. Of course, you could just, spend a few days there, dig around, see what it is you see. Here.
So you cut off what?
Here. Take this.
Is that the key?
No.
I look at it. What is it?
Here, I look at it. You guys are hilarious.
Alright, everybody can see that now, right?
Nope.
There we go.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright. If you haven't, obviously the only person who's officially seen this just now is Jonathan, but you all get to see it relatively. Alright, so when you duck down to look at the letter, give me a spot here.
All right. Made it.
Oh, okay. He tries to Batman away from you while you're not looking, but you see him walking away, and despite his rudeness for not trying to say goodbye, you do bid him adieu. And you see him walk up to the vehicle of, well, you don't know his name is Mr. O'Doyle, Cormac O'Doyle, but you do see him go over to that car.
Okay.
All right, Cormac. You just see this guy hand the teacher letter, and he's walking around looking flop sweaty and nervous.
All right.
If you wish, you may stop him. I will say, even though I didn't say it out loud, when your boss was blah, blah, blahing you, he did give you a physical description of what this guy looks like.
Of what Denny looks like?
Not what Denny looks like. You know what Denny looks like. This is the guy who... This guy fits the description of a real estate guy your boss was talking.
Oh. Alright, in that case, I'll park my head of the car. You in real estate, buddy?
Oh! I'm sorry. Hello.
Yeah, I think I recognized you. What did you say your name was?
I'm Mr. Knott.
Mr. Knott. You can call me Cormac.
Okay.
Listen, I heard there was a place. It's a little outside zoning, if you know what I mean. How much it costs?
He is looking you up and down. He's looking at your car, and he says, "Let me see. I'm guessing the place is probably still going to be six figures. No, it's probably still a mill. Being a manager, we're probably, you know what? We're going to do ourselves a favor. We're probably going to discuss prices in modern terms so that we're not like having to bust out our calculators.
Oh,
Let's
thank
just say
you.
this place is, yeah. Let's say that this is a $10 million house.
Ooh.
That's a
How much
very,
of that
very
is the
big
property,
house.
and how much of that is the actual manor?
That's the house and the property. And we'll actually knock that down to $5 million because he's been trying to really sell the hell out of it. It
Okay.
is considered a historical. That's what I meant to say before. That is considered historical landmark. Duh.
And he offered me 10% of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he didn't tell you. Whoa. He offered you 10% of a sale. He did not tell you what the possible price.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm just happy now.
Yeah, you don't know that he just offered you, or should have just offered you like $2.5 billion. All right. So he says to you, "Oh, that place is it is 50 million."
Excuse me.
All right. You may roll the roll of your choice to determine whether this guy is full.
To determine what now?
Whether this guy's full of it. Because I just told you the price of the house is 10 million. He just told you it's.
Did I actually mishear this? He said 50?
You heard him say 50. Mike, told you that it cost.
Okay, but if we're talking about this in like modern terms, I've not heard of a mansion cost $50 million.
That
So
absolutely is a thing.
Is it? I mean, the
Oh,
highest
yeah.
I've seen is like 5, and I was looking around. Not that I can afford anything like that, but...
No. I want to say that, like, wow, I can't believe what I said. I want to say, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce's place was like 100.
Really?
I mean,
I
look,
think so.
you can
That
literally
is
Google
stupid.
50 million.
It depends on
mansion.
where.
I mean,
Yeah.
the dollar in that time is like way much more worse than the dollar.
Well,
today.
well, let's just say that he just gave you the Jay-Z Beyonce price. Whatever that house cost is what he just gave you.
What? Okay, yeah, I actually Googled it. We're talking like this is a huge mansion kind of deal. House doesn't even really come close.
Right. So he is his pants are on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just looking at this.
Oh
dude.
wait, you know what you can do? Okay, yeah. You can give me an intimidate roll, which of course makes him sweat a little bit. I was about to say what you could also give me is a credit rating.
Well, my credit rating is only 50, but I guess that would give me a little bit more insight.
Oh, I am dirt poor next to you.
Oh, duh! I can't believe I forgot to say this. If you guys remember what roles you've already succeeded on, I need you to put a check next to them. there's a little box next to the score you roll. Make sure you throw a check next to anything you succeeded in. So,
Oh, I
Only
still
done
didn't
it
like
to
spend my 30 points. That's why I like put down all the check marks next to skills that have that I use for my occupation skills.
okay, yeah. Take those check marks off. That check mark indicates a skill that you succeeded at during that scenario. After
Okay.
that scenario ends, you have a chance to improve that skill. It'll be the same way that you did your education improvement before.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, well, I'm not going to get anything raised.
You will.
Well, that means I have to get a high roll for that. That's not happening.
No. All you have to do is succeed. Oh, I see what you're saying. You'll be fine.
Just
It'll
to
happen.
like I did.
All right. So you intimidate him. You know that he is lying about the price, but because he just might as well have said to you that the house costs $11 billion. So you fix him with a stare. What do you do to intimidate him to drop?
I'm actually gonna get out of the car. So I
Well,
start unbuckling and getting out of the car.
Cool. How tall are you?
That's a good question. My
I don't know
size
if it's
is
really on
70.
well, that's big.
He's a big dude. And it's not all skin and bones either. His strength is 80, so...
Would I see this going on? And that
Yeah. Right
So,
now, you
65 is an average human size with moderate height and weight. 80 is very tall, strongly built, or obese.
Yeah. Very tall, very strong.
Let's just say for now, for this time, you're probably like 6'5" to
Okay.
which is big dude now, but here you're like a fucking Goliath. Jonathan, you'll have to give me a listen roll to see if you hear this, or I don't think there's a regular wolf besides.
No. Well, but
Yeah.
I would go back anyway, right? Like the way I came, so I would like actually go by when I like go back.
Correct.
Yeah, so I would just do that slowly. Like I'm not in a rush or anything. I just like walk like a normal speed back to where I came from.
Yeah, well, we'll say that you see the guy get out the car. He hasn't done anything yet, but he's talking to Mr. Knott like you just were.
No, I'm
All
fine
right.
with that.
Yeah. Like I said, he hasn't clenched his fist. He's not in an aggressive stance. But Mr. Knott is staring up at your nostrils right now. And he says, okay. Listen, I am trying to move this place and sell this place, but it's there's a problem. It's haunted.
What do you say the problem was?
You're gonna make me repeat it, aren't you? I can't legally sell the place until I prove that there's not any danger in it. Supposedly, it's haunted. So look, if you really want to buy this place, we'll discuss price later. Take this, and he hands you a letter, and you see what you can figure out. If you can prove the place is safe, really safe, then we can talk sales.
And how am I supposed to do that?
I don't know. Go and punch the ghost in the face, or whatever it is you do. I'm sorry, that wasn't disrespectful, was it, sir?
Little bit.
Uh.
Now, I don't really believe in superstition, so when you're telling me that this place is haunted, Are we talking like someone goes missing, someone gets cut, someone gets shot? What happens?
Yes, actually, all of them.
Alright. And this place, how long's it been abandoned?
Most recently it's been abandoned about 2 years.
2 years. And these incidents date back to when?
About 1845, I think.
Okay. Well, call me crazy, but it sounds like somebody's squatting in there. And, doesn't really take too kindly to anybody going in. So if I go in there and kick him around and bring him out, we'll talk price.
Yeah.
You get a key?
Yes. I got a couple of copies here.
Sure. I'll take both.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start patting him on the shoulder. Pleasure talking to you.
Okay. As you pat him on the shoulder, coming down the block with Melissa, with his arms around Melissa, is Denny.
Is Denny? I'm assuming?
Yes, he is Denny. Denny does see you, and he books it, and he hops in to his vehicle, fires the thing up, and starts running away. So first, give me a spot hidden.
Nope.
Okay. Here you may push it. The push would be that you thought you saw something, and you would actually end up kind of pushing this guy out your way. If you want to push it, you can try again. If you fail, you may alert campus security. So for everybody, there'll be really, you can always ask for a push, and what you'll do is describe to me how you're pushing it, and I'll explain to you what the consequences of a push may be. Or I might not, but for the most part, I'll explain it if you want to do it.
Okay.
Alright. I'm feeling lucky.
Shoot.
Nope. I just want to point out that I failed this roll 3 times in a row.
So close,
Close.
too.
Alright. You did notify campus security. You see a couple of them getting on their radios. However, you don't know for a fact that you saw Denny, but you can smell his cheap cologne, and you are betting that it was him. Alright, so you can hop in your car and drive after him if you so desire.
Yeah, sure, I'll tear out after him. Why not? Very suspenseful.
Oh, so Denny tries to turn the key into a thing, and it's going chicka 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 chicka.
Can I just walk over to his car?
Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Here. Alright, so he is going to push to try to get his car. And danger here, of course, is that he just blows the whole
Damn it.
So he gets the thing started, and he's going to peel off at a rampaging 40 miles per Actually, I shouldn't talk shit. I don't actually know how fast those cars went. Give me a drive auto.
Alright, so I have to roll a contested drive auto?
Yes.
Alright, that's not gonna go good. Are you
Oh,
shitting
yes,
me?
it does! Okay, so you guys are at the same level of success. That's what the three numbers are. So he just, did a normal success, and you just did a normal success, but the fact is, you succeeded. I guess I shouldn't even assume that you're driving. I'm gonna guess that your partner drives usually, considering those numbers. But yeah, you pull off after him. He does a couple of twists, he does a couple of turns, and he pulls down the road in front of the house. No, I'm sorry, not in front of a house, but in front of a library that belongs to the friend of his girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, those guys are gonna whoop my ass. Oh no. Alright. Ooh, should I do this? Alright, so you're chasing him. What are you doing?
Am I still in the car or am I on foot now?
You're still in the car.
Well,
And you can also ask your partner to do something if you want to keep your eyes on.
well, we don't need to shoot out his tires.
Well, you could.
Do you have stats for my partner?
Right now I'm using stats for an NPC. And it'll easily fit yours.
Alright, you know what? What the hell? Shoot it.
Alright. Alright, so he misses the first time. He says, "You want me to try again, boss?"
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, and with that second one, he nails the middle tire perfectly because he actually passed a hard roll. And he is going to have to try to keep control of this. He's going to need an extreme success to keep control.
No.
Oh, well.
Alright, somehow, I mean, you know when he hit it because the tire actually flies over the top of your car, so you know he got this thing perfectly. But just as it looks like he's about to teeter off to the side, he does some fancy maneuvering, manages to keep this thing on the road, drives on two wheels for about a few meters before he finally gets the thing to stop, and he whips it around, does a full 180, and peels right past you in the opposite direction. All right. Give me a drive auto to see if you can catch this guy.
It's not happening a second time.
Oh! So at this point, you're not the greatest driver in the world, but god damn it, you are gonna whoop this guy's ass. So you take your vehicle, you get behind him. He has lost a lot of speed. You're able to ram him, and you bump him a little bit in the back. You bump him in the back again, and it looks like you are able to push him into a ditch, which is what you do. Both of your cars are stopped right now. He hopped out, he's rolling out, he's on his knees. Give me a dexterity.
Flat dexterity or dodge?
Flat dexterity.
Yep. A 99, really?
Shit, that's a crit fail, isn't
Okay,
it?
so you know that a 99 is a crit fail, right?
Yeah, I know. Aren't I lucky?
Alright. So, oh god.
Do it.
So, you wanted to, so what you wanted to do was pull him back and, kind of drag him back with you. Instead, what happened was, after he tumbled out of a car, instead of you pulling up and stopping, you run into him head first. All right, he runs into your car head first. You decapitate Denny.
I ran him over with my car?
Yes.
Bonus!
Mission
No, but
successful.
you squished it, but now you can't ask him questions.
I got rid of the rat. I did my job. I'm going to throw him in the trunk.
Yeah, with that said, though, you decapitated Denny, and his head lands on the porch of this little library.
Oh my god!
An old lady pulls up. Good lord. An old lady comes out and she sees this. You need to get the hell out of here.
Alright, do I need to roll something to just bail?
No. You know you need to bail.
I mean, you're not gonna, look.
Do we need to roll sanity for, seeing someone being decapitated?
This is the first time you've decapitated someone. Everybody else I would have automatically asked for this for.
I suspect I'm going to have to do that.
You will. Yes, you definitely will. This is the first time that Cormac has decapitated.
No.
But is it the first time you decapitated someone by squishing their head like a watermelon under the tire of your car?
Now that's a first, and honestly, I'm impressed.
Okay, you know what? So you are both going to give me sanity rolls.
I already failed it.
Oh damn. Yeah, you're screaming your head off.
Well, yeah.
Matter of fact, I don't even need to describe this. A head just landed on your porch.
I would just be like, ah! What's wrong with you hooligans? Oh my god! Call the police!
Alright. So Cormac, do you keep it together? Because your boy is freaking out.
Do I need to roll sanity?
You do.
How do I roll sanity?
Your sanity is your power, your willpower. So if you haven't filled that already, fill that out, and then you can
Oh, shit. Apparently I don't have a very cool head, because that means I got 40 sanity.
Yep. All right. So with that said, you don't quite keep your head. You're yelling at your boy. And while you peel off one of the letters that you got from the real estate agent, lands, just flies out your window and kind of just lands on the ground.
Wonderful.
And you peel off. All right, Dorothy, and I apologize. You have just seen the head. I don't think you saw the car pull off. You definitely didn't see Cormac, but you do see this letter land right on top of the body.
I mean, that's nice, but I'm gonna call a fucking ambulance, call the cops.
Okay, sure. Go ahead, you can call the cops.
There's a dead man's head on my porch.
All right. I don't want to introduce any new characters right now.
She calls the cops, they're coming. It's fine.
Yeah, we will start out with that cop conversation next week at 8:30. In the meantime, all of you either have or have access to the letter, and we will decide on how you guys will proceed from there. As it stands, you still don't necessarily know each other, and I don't know, damn, now you have a secret to keep from Dorothy.
From everyone, probably.
Oh yeah, I was the guy who cut off another guy's head on your porch. How's that conversation exactly going to go?
That's going to be interesting. but that will wrap us up for tonight. How does everybody feel about their characters, and how does everybody feel about how things are going so far?
Dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Next week is your girl starting next week?
I'll have to check with her. I think it might be another week, but I'll see what she says.
All right. If you feel comfortable helping her build a character, by all
Yeah.
means, go ahead.
Sure.
If not, then I'll be glad to help her too. And next week we will introduce you to the detective.
Can we
Damn.
shorten this? Can we
I was
shorten
so
this?
looking forward to what you were going to do to Denny. I mean, granted, it's probably the same result, but I even had a crazy voice for poor Denny, and you just accidentally go and knock his whole.
I mean, there was a 1 in 100 chance of that happening.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah.
I mean, it's like you didn't just fail. That was beautiful. All right, so we have our first death in the game. Luckily nobody knew Denny, and you were probably going to kill him anyway, so no harm, no.
Yeah, at least it happened early.
At least it happened
I mean,
early.
you did manage to traumatize a poor 76-year-old librarian in the process.
Yeah, you're going to be the first one to lose your mind.
I have pretty high power.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. So for both of you, we are for since since Cormac has done this before, he's going to do a D4, and I'm going to have Vex Dorothy do a D6.
A D4.
God damn it.
Oh,
Sweet.
wow.
All right, so Dorothy, you lose 6 sanity. Unfortunately, that does mean that I will have to do something with you when we start on Saturday. Cormac, you'll get over it eventually.
Eventually.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. Right now, you're probably more worried about the fact that you really can't drive this car. I mean, it has pieces of Denny still in it.
Speaking of, do I need to do, how do I improve skills now that it's been months?
We will improve skills when we finish this first case.
Okay.
And we should finish this first case next week.
And
Alright.
can we discuss like what kind of skills we kind of lack as a group? Because I'm still like having a few points left that I wanted to put somewhere where like it might help the group basically.
So right now you guys have one person who has a decent spot hidden, right?
I have 70.
Right. Right now you have one person who can persuade people, but that's through intimidation.
No, I have 80 in persuade.
Oh,
by the way.
okay, so we have that covered. Can anybody drive?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so with that 30, you could bump your drive up to 50 because driving will be something of an issue. But I do have an NPC in our pocket whose name is literally Marcus Miles. Some shit. It's not Prower.
I mean,
yes, it is.
Could we? I feel like it would be helpful if we all just kind of went through our list and told everyone what we have. Let's say 50 points or more in.
Yeah, if you guys have time for that, by all means.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I feel like it would be a quick, easy way to get an idea of what we have accessible to us right now.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and do that. It has nothing to do with me, and I'm glad you decided to do it, so it doesn't have to have anything to do with
Yeah. All right. Well, here, real quick. I have a 65 in first aid. I have a 78 in my own language, 85 in library use, 80 in persuade, 70 in spot hidden, 50 in Latin, and 60 in arts and crafts.
Okay, I have archaeology 85, dodge 60, firearms 75, spot hidden 50, language 93, but I mean, it's just
Right.
number. And the rest is like, yeah, I've like a lot of skills was like 30 or 40. Like I don't have that many skills that are like above 50 or higher.
Yeah, like I have 45 in disguise. That should be good.
Perfect, fine. But you have first aid. That's good. So we have someone who can like patch people up.
I figure if she got 10 kids, to
Yeah.
adulthood, she's got some first aid.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, all I took was dodge, intimidation, some spot hidden, but I'm not the best at it. She's actually better than me. Mine's 65, but I can still do it in a pinch. And the rest I threw into credit rating because I want to be a baller.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not terribly rich. I have a 32 credit rating.
I only have 20 because I thought it makes sense then when I just started at the university and like being so young, then I wouldn't get the highest salary as a professor.
Oh yeah, I'm the intimidating money man. But that's all I can do. Other than that, I'm just a brawler.
I mean, I've listened at 40. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should like bring something up like a little bit higher so that I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how stuff like first aid really works into the game. Do we need a healer?
My understanding is first aid is like patching someone up on the spot, and medicine is like understanding deadly things and medications and such.
It was first aid, you basically stop the bleeding and stuff, and then you still need to like see a doctor like who uses medicine afterwards on you.
We are human, right?
Yeah. So healing works a couple of ways. Of course, you can, if you rest, you can usually gain back a hit point a day. What first aid does is, like, say you, how many hit points do you have, Vex? You have 9, right?
9. Yeah.
Okay.
9.
So if somebody damages you for 5 hit points, you get what's called a major wound. Now, a major wound is how you can actually die. But somebody with first aid can tend to that major wound so that it becomes a regular one again, in which case you may only pass out. It can also, to an extent, I think, give you back like 1 hit point, but it's a type of thing that can stabilize you or, just take care of you being not dead. Medicine, of course, comes more along the lines of how to treat and use medicine. Because how sanity works in this game, there are psychiatric drugs in your head. Although I could say psychiatric. You know what? Fuck you, psychiatric. Anyway. Anyway, there's drugs for your head. There, of course, is cocaine. Of course, there's opium. There's heroin. Really, basically, everything you know exists. And that lets you do things like take the stuff from plants, mix it up, and create different types of medicine with it. So it still does end up becoming a very important skill. It could sometimes be the difference between you telling whether somebody poisoned your food or not, or somebody does poison you, being able to get rid of that poison. I feel comfortable allowing lots of ways around that. Go ahead.
The main problem is I only have 30 points, so if I spend like 30 points on medicine, I'm still not really good at that. So
I mean,
sure
I would say bump whatever skills you think are most important. If you can get it above 50, then you have a greater than 50-50 chance of getting a success. So, I mean, I tried to focus on getting things above 50. I didn't want to put a bunch of points in it if it only got me up to 20 or 30.
How much do you guys have in psychology?
I have 35.
I mean, I could bring that to 50 so that we have like someone who can like.
I mean, when I did a solo game, psychology, psychoanalysis, whatever, those were both very useful.
Yeah, that's going to
Honestly,
be
it's
if
kind of your potential to level up. So as long as you get it up to a threshold where you'll eventually succeed, you'll get better at it, rather than just leaving it at, whatever it is, 10%.
Yeah, I put
So-
10 points into it, but that's not much.
So yeah, being familiar with D&D, that is basically your insight roll. And not gonna
Yeah.
lie, it's kind of important.
Oh, psychology's insight?
Yes.
Or
Damn it.
psychoanalysis.
Can I use intimidation as like a pseudo insight?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna if you can argue it or it makes sense, I'll certainly allow it. Like you intimidated the little real estate guy because he's a little real estate guy. Of course you can intimidate him.
It's kind of the shakedown, like, are you sure that's your answer?
Right. But if you're sitting in a police station across from a detective,
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. You see what I'm
Yeah.
So, like, if he's telling you a bunch of bull crap, you're not going to know because you can't read him, and you're not going to scare him into thinking the way you want to think. And that's where, like, psychology will, because he'll notice that the detective, I don't know, tapped his head 3 times or what have you.
Figured out his tell is this, or whatever.
Right.
That's all right. I work with the street people. You guys handle everybody upper class.
Exactly.
Okay, but
So,
I will
yeah.
just put then my points into psychology, so we have like someone who's like better at that.
Yeah, that'd probably be
It
smart.
kind of makes sense, too, because you've seen... Well, how long have you been a professor?
Well, I've not been a professor for long, but like I've seen a lot of shit. Like I think like psychology in the war when you like see people dying and stuff. I think that's
Right.
like also something.
Right. So, even you seeing some guy's head, this sadly wouldn't be the first disappeared head you've seen either.
Yeah.
But
I think we're wrapping up.
yeah, you've had a few kids there. You are what? You're probably only 22 or 24.
Yeah, I was pretty young when I was in the war. Like 10 years ago. So no, it's like wait. What year is it?
Oh gosh, it is 1920. So I want to say it's been 2 years since then. A lot of people are just getting back around now. So you've been back. Let's say you've been back. We'll give you a year for being. But yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Now I just realized you're like a 24-year-old professor that looks like you do and has been to war.
No, I'm
Oh.
38. I'm not 20 something. I'm 38.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Still, you look like you do on this campus, and you've been to war. Yeah, you're gonna have some fans.
I'm gonna have what?
Fans?
Some fans.
Chance. Okay.
Possibly
Yeah, you're gonna
that
have some fans,
rambunctious
though.
little old lady at the library next door.
All right, guys.
All right, I
Thanks for
got
coming. Take care of your business. I appreciate it. We'll be back next time, and we are going to see how exactly we're going to get to this house or learn about the house. So I mentioned those places where you can learn some facts about the house before you go there. That's, of course, your option. Some of the main fun in this game is learning about things. You're going to also encounter some information that may not mean anything to you for this adventure, but might tie into the next adventure or an adventure after that. So it's like the library doesn't magically get a book that pertains to what you're talking about. There's a good chance it already exists, and you might run into information that's complete gobbledygook to you right now that means something later. All right?
Got it.
Nice. Awesome.
All
All
right.
right, gang. Thanks for coming. See you
Thanks
soon.
a lot for the
See you
session.
later. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, thank
Have a
you.
good night, guys.